Hi, my name is Tracy. Thank you for joining me on my very first YouTube video. Today I'd like to show you how to make one of these, what I like to call, 3D book Shadowbox cards. There are tutorials on YouTube that demonstrate how to make these, but I couldn't really locate any which demonstrate the way that I like to make them, so I wanted to share this with you today. Before we get started, I would like to point out that I will not be making one that is decorated in the same way as this one. I don't usually make the same thing twice, so the one I make here to show you will look different to this one and be decorated differently. My main aim today is to go through the measurements and assembly of the actual book, and I will quickly go through decoration at the end. So let's get started. Okay, so you will need 2 pieces of cardstock 5 inches by 7 inches, 2 pieces of cardstock 7 inches by 7 inches, and 1 piece of cardstock 12 inches by 7.5. I'm using AC cardstock in the white colour. Try not to use anything thicker than AC cardstock or you will have trouble folding it and it will bulge out in places. On your 2 pieces that are 5 inch by 7 inch, place it along your scoreboard if you have one, on the long side, and what you need to do is score every half an inch all the way along to the end. And do the same on the other piece of 5 inch by 7 inch. With your 2 7 inch by 7 inch pieces of cardstock, you need to do the same thing and do half inch score lines from the top down. Okay, so you've done one and you can go ahead and do the other one as well. Okay, so we have all our scored pieces here, the 2 5 inch by 7 inch pieces of card, scored every half an inch down the long side, and with the 7 inch by 7 inch, they're scored every half an inch along. It didn't matter which side because it's a square piece of paper. So now if you don't have a scoreboard, you can still score with a metal ruler and one of these styluses, so you'll still be able to get your score lines. With your piece of cardstock that is 12 inch by 7.5 inch, this is the paper that is going to be the cover of your book. So you need to pop that down and measure it at 5 3/8. Now that is the little line there just before the halfway mark at 5.5. So you just need to measure at 5 3/8. Turn it around, measure at 5 3/8 again. And this piece in the middle here should measure at 1 1/4, which it does. And that is the cover of your book ready to go. Now what you can do with the cover of your book is fold along the score line and set it aside for later. So we have our 2 pieces of 5 inch by 7 inch scored and our 2 pieces of 7 inch by 7 inch scored. Now what we have to do is fold them accordion style. So fold it one way, then the other way, all the way along till the end. Fold in one way, turn it over, fold it back the other way, turn it over, fold it, turn it over, fold it. So you can do that to the other piece. And we do the same thing with the 2 7 inch by 7 inch pieces of cardstock. Just fold it over, fold it back, fold it over. This is an accordion style fold. And do the same to the last piece. So we now have two 7" by 7" pieces of cardstock folded in accordion style and two 5" by 7" pieces folded in accordion style as well. So now it's time to put them together. Taking one of the 7" by 7" accordion folded pieces of cardstock and a 5" by 7" piece of accordion folded cardstock, it's now time to interlock these pieces together. And we need to take care not to double up on the accordion interlock or miss one. So we're just interlocking them together like that. Hopefully you can see that okay. And then I just use my finger and my thumb to push them together. Now it's time to talk about how to stick this together, because it won't stay together just left like that. So what I like to use is double-sided sticky tape, and the double-sided sticky tape that I like to use is Express It, which in Australia is available from Spotlight stores. And we're going to put a little small square. I've pre-cut about 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre squares. I'm just going to open that top one, open the side one, and we're going to put a bit of double-sided tape there. That sticks that side bit down. Another bit there for the top piece. Okay, so only just doing the top flap on each side. And turn it over, lift that one up, lift that one up. Bit of double-sided tape there. Side bit in. Okay, so that's that corner down. Now we get the other 7" by 7", and it's time to put this side on. And we're going to take care when we're interlocking them that we're only interlocking one piece into one piece, and we're not doubling up or missing one. And just using our thumb and forefingers just to push everything in together. So it looks like that. Lift up the top, pull back the side. Stick down the side. Stick down the top. Flip it over. Do the same thing on the bottom. Don't forget the bottom, because I have before. That's happened to me. It starts to fall apart if you don't stick both the front and the back sides. Okay, so now we've just got the top piece to go. And one more corner to go. Now this should slot together fairly simply. It won't be stubborn at all. Okay, so keep that one like that. Use your thumb and your forefinger. Push it together, lift that up, get that out the way, put your thumb there to keep that together. Flip it over, do the other side. Okay, and that's our part of our book done, the Shadowbox part done. That also looks like pages from the side. Now's a good time also to check that things are square, as in not lopsided. Otherwise you will have trouble sticking your book cover on. And I like to use the grid lines on my mat to make sure it's all straight. Looks good to me. So now we're ready to put the cover on. So it's time to go ahead now and put our Shadowbox pages part, into our book cover. Now what I recommend doing first to line everything up is to place your book pages along the score line, that score line there, not on it, just a little bit under it, and hold it firmly with your thumb there and get a pencil and put a little mark there and a little mark there. Keep holding on to it, turn it around and put a little dot there, and this will help you to position it when you're sticking it down. So I've got my marks there ready to go. Now I've already put double-sided tape on the back of the part that I've made the back of the Shadowbox frame part, and now I just have to put some tape within those lines on the back there. I'll just get that done now. Again, you could use glue if you're confident with glue. I find that I get it everywhere. So for me, double-sided tape works, and I haven't had any fall apart on me. So I'm just putting double-sided tape within those lines, sorry, not lines, those marks that I made with the pencil. And I'll take the release tape off. Sometimes I don't know whether I have better luck with my fingernail or the blade. Right, and now I'm going to take the release tape off the back of the Shadowbox part. And I'm going to carefully line it up and not get my head in shot. So you just line that up along where you made those marks. I'm just going to push that corner down, but I'm not going to commit to the other corners just yet. I'm going to turn it around just to make sure that it's, yep, it's looking good. So push that down. Of course, if you use glue, you will have a lot more wiggle room, but I just find that glue doesn't work for me. So now I'm just going to pull that up a little bit. Oops. Pull that up a little bit, which you can do, pull it out a little bit just to make it a little bit wider, so that when the spine comes down, it's the right height for the book. Now I have seen YouTube videos that have the spine not attached to the side. I prefer to have my spine attached, which is what I'm going to do now, is attached this part to this part. Probably the better thing to do here would be to use glue, but I will use double-sided tape. So I'm going to put my double-sided tape along the spine. Sit down firmly. Before I stick the next piece on, I'm going to take the release paper off. That piece. The next piece this down because that will overlap it slightly. Put it on straight would help. And then just turn it around and put your double-sided tape. This is for security, not security, some insurance really. This gives you that extra stick. You want to get this tape right up next to the score line. That's a bit on there. Just take that bit off. And take this release tape off as well. Now you want to to see on the video. But you want to line up this part flush with this part. And check that end is working well. Just gonna tweak it a bit, just pull that up a little bit, that's the way. A bit of a rub. Push from both sides. And that's your completed book, 3D book box card. Now, on to decorating. It's time now to decorate just the front of my book. I'll do the inside a little bit later on in the video. And I've decided to do a grey and silver theme with a pop of pink here and there. And I'm going to use a Kaisercraft collection. This is a 6.5 inch paper pad from Kaisercraft called High Tea. And that's got some great papers for girly, floral, afternoon tea type of paper. So I've chosen a sheet out of there, which is this grey floral. And I'm going to team it up with this nice silver metallic paper. And I'm also using the collectibles from Kaisercraft. It's an ephemera pack. These are some of the components that I'm going to be putting on the front of the card. I'm also using this piece that I've embossed with an embossing folder from We Are Memory Keepers. It's a basket weave patterned embossing folder. And it also has another one in the packet as well, so it's 2 different types of basket weave. Here is the front of my book box card all completed using the decorator pieces I mentioned earlier. Very happy with how this came out. I've decided not to decorate the spine on this one, nor the back, just leave it plain, and that has turned out perfect for me. The really cool thing with these Shadowbox book cards is that you can make little height adjusters that slide into the sides of the book pages, and you can stick that down with adhesive, and you can do different levels to bring your images or whatever you're using in there. You can bring them forward or push them back. It's so cool. I really enjoy doing that. And you can also use acetate if you like, and that would make your items appear like they're floating. I didn't do that with this one. I'm deciding to make mine look like tablecloth. So that's a really cool thing with these Shadowbox cards that I really enjoy doing. And the inside is completed as well. A nice area here to write on, to message to my friend. And I'm so very happy with how the inside of this came out. Exactly like in my head. Thank you very much for watching my YouTube video today. Apologies for it being a little bit long, and I hope that you get a chance to make one of these book Shadowbox cards. Bye for now.